What's up, guys and gals? Goliath here. Been a while, but I got a lot coming up for you guys and I cannot wait to show you. Today you guys will be joining me on a Goliath special, Goliath's Rants, Reviews, and Revivals. Today's episode, Top 12 Theme Songs of the 1980s and 1990s. Now, today's children, I've seen a lot of the intros to the TV shows you guys get to watch after 2004, 2005. A lot of stuff just dwindled away and disappeared. Back in the 80s and 90s, theme songs were about a full minute, maybe 2 minutes long for the theme song itself. And it juiced us as kids. It was amazing to watch just the theme song. Sometimes just hearing the first note of the theme song, doesn't matter what we would be doing. We could be going out with friends. We hear the theme song, boom, we stop, TV time. We are going out to go see the new movie. Theme song comes on, nope, we gotta leave in 20 minutes or 30 minutes now. Grandma's funeral, well, sorry Grandma, I'll bury you tomorrow, it's theme song time. So we're counting down the top 12 theme songs of the 1980s and 1990s. Why top 12? Because this is my YouTube channel and I can do what I want. So let's get started and dive right into it. The first one we're gonna hit is one of my personal favorites, Bill Nye the Science Guy. Check it out.
Bill Nye the Science Guy.
Now, while Bill Nye the Science Guy had a great intro and showed us a lot, the guy is our number 12 countdown because Bill Nye taught us about science, anthropology, history, and so much more. Now, a lot of the stuff he showed us was debunked later, but Bill Nye, for our top 12 spot, showed us how awesome science and learning could be. So at number 12 is Bill Nye the Science Guy. Now, number 11. Number 11 is The Muppet Show. Now, for those that didn't grow up in the 80s and 90s, The Muppet Show was created by Jim Henson of Man Beyond Men. And his show, The Muppet Show, brought in so many live-action puppets, live-action stars, and so much more. So let's take a look at that real quick.
It's time to play the music. It's time to light the light. It's time to meet the Muppets on the
Now, the Muppets had a lot of little, it's a variety show. They had pigs in space, singing chickens, the Belgian chef who never spoke an ounce of English, which was actually funny because he spoke, it was basically nothing but muttering. But the Muppets brought in such a good variety of shows for every age. The Muppets allowed people to experience their childhood, their adulthood. It was just great. The Muppet Show eventually tried to come back, but it didn't get the popularity they thought it was, and Disney eventually had to make it go away. So we give the number 11 spot to The Muppet Show, because why not? The next show we're talking about is the number 10 spot, Happy Days. Now that show was great for one reason. I speak of the Fonz. Let's check out that theme song real quick.
Sunday, Monday, happy days. Tuesday, Wednesday, happy days.
Happy Days was based on Richard Cunningham, the Fonz, his family, Richard and his mother, and so many other characters. They also had celebrity drop-ins from all walks of life, from professional athletes, professional stars, and so much more. The theme song itself had such a catchy and just bouncy theme to it. It made you want to sit down and actually just be part of the Cunningham family. It went on for many seasons, and I am thankful that it did because I would come home and I'd do my homework, and this show was just that amazing. When you heard that theme song, you sat down and got prepared to watch a half hour of learning, friendship, and just remember, the Fonz. So the number 10 spot we give to Happy Days.
What a day, ruin all week with you. These days are ours.
Now, the number 9 slot goes to Sesame Street. Now, for those that grew up again, Sesame Street has hit its hard times since the, well, we won't say who, but Sesame Street has slowly disappeared from our childhoods. Now, the funny part about Sesame Street is, they never tell us where in the heck this place is. Is it New York, New Jersey, Chicago, Florida? Take a look real quick at the theme song.
sunny day. Sweeping the clouds away. On my way to where the air is free. Can you tell me how to get to Sesame Street? Come and play. Everything
We have no idea where this place is, but we know Big Bird, Elmo, the Grouch, Snuffleupagus, they taught us so much, and the theme song itself alone showed us that we can have friends in all walks of life from all over the country, all over the planet, if we're willing to look for that. We just gotta remember what Big Bird said. Will you be my friend? Now, the number 8 slot goes to one of my favorite shows of all time, Saved by the Bell. Let's take a look at it.
When I wake up in the morning and the alarm gets out of warning, I don't think I'll ever make it on time. By the time
Now, Saved by the Bell follows Zach, AC Slater, Jesse, Screech, so many wonderful, Mr. Belding, their principal. The show intro originally did not come from Saved by the Bell. It actually got its start from another show based on one of their teachers. The show wasn't a hit, so Saved by the Bell was born from that. And the theme song gets you so wired because it's basically everything kids said. Missing the bell, forgetting your homework, and just basically being a high schooler, having fun and enjoying life. Although these kids found ways to cause more trouble than anything that we as children could ever do, Saved by the Bell is one of the greatest shows of the early 80s and 90s and came back in the year 2000 to continue the college years. So Saved by the Bell gets the next slot. Alright guys, number 7, a show I love growing up with, Full House. You had Danny, Jesse, Joey, Michelle, DJ, Stephanie, or the troublemaker. And as the show came up, they kept adding more and more characters. Let's take a quick look at this intro. Full House started in the late 80s, early 90s, based on a show where a brother-in-law and a best friend from college moved in with their friend to help out after his wife's passing. The theme song itself is very full of passion, joy, and so many happy memories. And it really makes you really feel connected to the family. Now, with that being said, the original, it made you feel so good. Everywhere you look, it's just amazing to listen to. Now, in the 2000s, late, they tried to bring the show back. Let's take a quick look at what they tried to accomplish with the new intro.
1, 2, 3, 4. La 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 la. Whatever happened to predictability? The milkman, the paperboy, the evening TV. Everybody eventually says that they're as lost as you.
Now, with that being said, the new intro just did not have the magic. I could not feel the oomph, the love, the passion that was Full House. They tried their best to bring back that feel, but the original one is where it goes to. It felt wonderful, it feels good, but they just couldn't get that same magic with the new theme song. So that's why it earned the number 7 slot. Now guys, number 6 is a show I grew up with, and it was a different kind of show. Perfect Strangers was a very unique show that came on after school, of course, many for our children movies and shows. A young gentleman who comes from another country comes to ours, speaks very broken English, but he tries his hardest by moving in with a gentleman, and they become best friends. And the show's theme song, take a look at it real quick, it makes you feel really, really happy on the inside. So take a look. The show itself has so many attributes to miscommunication between people, misunderstandings, but the upbeat track of the music, the lyrics, make you feel so wonderful that these two guys came together and were able to live together. And with that being said, the show itself is worth the watch because the theme song itself gets you ready and raring to go for whatever shenanigans these two are up to. I promise you that everything that comes after the theme song is even better because it's my life. It's my dream. Nothing's gonna stop me now. So Perfect Stranger earned our next slot. All right, guys. The next one, everyone knows it. They're on season 1 million, God knows what. I'm talking about the show that brings bad guys to justice or those that just try to run. I'm talking about the theme song for Cops. Take a look.
bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you?
Now, with Cops, the show's theme song, it's a very easy song to memorize. It's very simple if you're listening to the background, guys. Bad boys, bad boys. The show's theme basically got you juiced to watch cops go after all kinds of guys across the country. It was such a very simple song too. The theme song itself was written around the early 90s, and like I said, they're on episode and season 1 million God knows what. So if you think about it, guys, how can you make a show about cops interesting? The theme song itself. Make people happy, excited to know, man, I'm about to watch some stuff go down. Number four, one of the greatest shows to grow up with, and well, I can admit this now that I'm older, about a giant 7-foot-tall purple dinosaur. His name was Barney. Take a look.
Barney is a dinosaur from our imagination, and when he's tall, he's what we call a dinosaur sensation.
Barney was such a great inspiration for so many things, just like Bill Nye the Science Guy. Taught us about friendship, love, connections, chemistry, alphabets, math, so much more. And the theme song itself made you actually kind of excited. I remember being a little juice as a kid to watch a giant dinosaur that was yay big as a stuffed animal come to life and then start talking to me. One thing you gotta love is there are no teachers around in this theme song. It's just this giant purple dinosaur teaching these kids. I wanted to go to this school. The theme song catches you with its catchy tunes, its lyrics, and makes you feel like, you know what? I'm gonna learn more from him than I probably will from this person in a classroom. So that's why it earns the number 4 spot. And the number 3 slot goes to Jack of All Trades. A little bit of an unknown show, but Jack of All Trades gave Jason Campbell, I think, the boost of his career. Take a look at the intro.
1901, the revolution had been won, and Uncle Sam's favorite son had a job he needed done.
Which brought Jack to a lady, both beautiful and smart, who found his mix intriguing.
A scoundrel with a heart.
Jack of All Trades follows a kind of like Zorro ripoff. Jason Campbell plays the Jack of All Trades. He goes around stopping all kinds of crimes. And this is before 1776 with George Washington, and so many guest stars make their appearance in this. A lot of people can trace their roots back to the show getting its launch. The theme song is just beyond great. You gotta take a chance, watch the whole thing. You will laugh yourself to death. The theme song is nonsensical, it's joyful, it's very upbeat, and when you hear it, you just sit down and go, you know what? I have no idea what the show is about. But I promise you, you will sit there and watch at least one full episode of Jack. Number 2 slot goes to this Family Matters, a show like no other, and I can promise you there hasn't been a show like it since. The theme gets you so happy and ready to watch everything, and it gave A.R.K his launch in his career. Take a look.
It's a rare condition this day and age to read any good news on the newspaper page. And love and tradition of the grand design, some people say, is even harder to find. Well, then there must be some magic clue inside these gentle walls. 'Cause all I see is a
Family Matters focused around a young couple moving into the city. A.R.K was just the beautiful moment that made our childhood worthwhile. But the theme song talks so much about family connections
family.
and so much more. I'm just like so... I want to cry because the theme song brought back a lot of good memories for me. And no matter how bad you mess up, family will always be there for you. No matter what goes on, what goes down, the theme song makes you think that, you know what? They're going to be there for each other, no matter what happens. And as the show went on, the theme song proved itself over and over again that people can change no matter what. Maybe not A.R.K so much, but I promise you guys, this theme song is worth the watch, and it gets our number 2 slot on the countdown of our top 12. So the top 12 episodes, number 2, goes to Family Matters. All right, guys, now for the very best one of all. I saved it for last. Remember, I didn't decide on this on my own. There was a team effort behind this. Number 1 goes to a show. I love it, Everyone loves it. It's a catchy, really annoying song at some points, but if you know it, you can sing it. I'm talking about The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Let's take a look.
Now this is a story all about how my life got flipped, turned upside down, and I'd like to take a minute, just sit right there. I'll tell you how I became the prince of a town called Bel-Air. In West Philadelphia, born and raised, on the playground is where I spend most of my days.
The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air based around Will Smith, and this was the pinnacle of his career. People argue this, but this is literally Will Smith rapping a theme song about how he's moving from one side of the country to the other, live with family, and it's got such a good, positive beat to it. And literally watching Will Smith rap for a minute and 30 seconds about how like he's going from this to that, you can't beat that. Although he tried clean rap later on with his career, didn't go so well. But this theme song, because so many people know it, if you literally played this in the middle of Times Square with a speaker, I promise you 90% of the people walking around would probably just join in and sing the theme song with you because it's that well known. It is that well populated that Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Alright guys, I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys liked my top 12 countdown. And again, why top 12? It's my YouTube channel. Let me know what you guys think. Was the organization good? Did you like the 12 order? Did you think I was wrong on some shows? Maybe some shows you've never heard of? What do you guys think? Please post and comment below. I'd love to hear what you guys got to say. We'll be talking about the Dragon Ball Z series. I promise you it's worth the watch. We'll be tackling all the movies from Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, GT, Super, and so much more. We're starting with Dragon Ball Z, The Dead Zone. Is it canon? Does it belong in the timeline? You guys gotta watch to find out. Catch me and Ianthus next time, and I promise you guys, it'll be worth the wait. See you later.